everyone, and thank you, John. Thank you, Startup Health, and thank you all. Novartis has basically been on a journey for many years now, but certainly over the last year, we've tried to take it up, not just a notch, but really exponentially. And one of the things that our CEO, Vasnari Saman, has said repeatedly over and over again is that we are dedicated always to being a medicines company. But one of the things that we are deeply aware is that to be best-in-class medicines company, we also need to drive and be enabled by data and digital, by being supported by a technology ecosystem represented here in this room and all over the world, in each and every one of you and in so many inspiring companies. And so we've done a number of things, or continue to do a number of things to try to drive that ecosystem, to drive that innovation. As John mentioned, about 2 months ago, we opened here in Boston a space, but it's really not a space. It's about a virtual concept. It's called the Biome, and it's about being an on-ramp. It's about being a sandbox to help the companies that we are deeply engaged with from a technology perspective to be more successful when we are partnering with them. So it's not actually about incubation. It's not about finding the next technology company. It's about, once we've actually already found those partners, making sure that we do a better job of not just running these pilots and not just being able to scale them, but making it easier, making it more agile, making each and every one of you guys successful. Our respiratory team, some of my colleagues are sitting here. I'm honored to represent them a little bit here to the extent that I can. In terms of one of the pragmatic challenges that we had for our RESP team, and that probably many of our pharma partners have, is how do we understand the daily needs of a person who has COPD? How do we understand the daily needs of a person who has asthma? And how do we measure the things that are relevant to that person to have an indication of, are they getting better or are they decompensating? And by the way, what are those variables that are relevant to that individual? So then that individual can feel like they are progressing on their patient journey, so that the loved ones of that person can feel like they are progressing or that they're being managed. And so we had a challenge to ask ourselves, are there technologies out there that are solving this? And what we noticed in the current landscape is that there are many point solutions that touch on different parts of the variables that we wanted to solve for, but nothing that was deeply integrated into a single platform. That is, until we met multi-sensor diagnostics. And so one of the things that we did, or I asked our RESP team is in combination with the Biome, is we ran what we call a Health X challenge. We said, we have this particular solution. What is this ecosystem? What are the solutions out there? We ran a challenge in partnership with Accenture. Today, I'm honored to award Satya. I'd like to invite Satya up here.
Thank you, everyone.
So before Satya tells you a little bit about the company and the story that inspired the company, I hope you tell that story a little bit about your mother. I think it was your mother.
Yeah.
We want to issue this award
Thank you
on
so
behalf
much.
of Novartis, on behalf
so
of the
much.
Accenture Health Challenge
Great.
community, on behalf of my colleagues.
Thank you.
We welcome each and every one of you to come to our Biome, to come to our space, to be collaborators. And with that, Satya, tell us about Multisense.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. I need a clicker. Oh, clicker. Thank you. So, I mean, as he was talking about, every single time when my mom gets hospitalized for a chronic condition, she asks me, could you do something to prevent me from going back to the hospital? The sad reality is I couldn't give her an answer, or the healthcare system couldn't, because there's no access to high-quality, patient-centered care at home. And let's take, for example, somebody with a respiratory condition. Like, they don't get any proper oversight, just like catastrophic support. while others just use, or in terms of physicians, use single error-prone, inefficient indicators like spirometer or just pulse ox, while others use invasive methodologies or in terms of less specific wearable devices. But these are all just measuring one aspect of the disease. But for example, COPD, it's like both cardiovascular and pulmonary condition. So what if I could tell you, like, instead of putting a chip into your lungs or into your body for the rest of your life, or instead of using multiple devices, all you have to do is like simply breathe into a device that measures everything associated with your health at a fraction of time or cost. That's why we created MouthLab. MouthLab is a non-invasive, rapid medical assessment device that measures multiple vital health parameters in under 30 seconds. So it's a simple device. You hold it in your hand and then put it in your mouth, breathe through for 30 seconds. At the end of the measurement, every data is sent to the cloud in real time using our proprietary LTM technology so that a patient like my mom who's sick, old, and not tech savvy, she could still use this device without the need for another smart device. Today, we can measure all these different parameters accurately and rapidly using our device at a fraction of, or 30 seconds. And the current ability of MouthLab to measure all these different vitals are only the beginning, because the device goes in the mouth, it has access to breath and saliva, which in turn gives access to many biological indicators of health. So here are some of the other future applications that we are planning to add to the device. And when it comes to an enterprise platform, it helps us to integrate and interface with different systems and also provide tools for patients, caregivers, and providers to better manage. And it is in a single integrated system. So in that way, we can connect with the trial managers for clinical trials. It can connect with the providers so that they can better manage their patients. And we can connect to other third-party apps or service providers so that it can easily provide a holistic view. So every single people out there, or companies out there, focus on an individual parameter. We focus on a multi-parameter or a multi-marker approach, which gives a multi-dimensional view of health. And why it is important, it adds a lot of value to a lot of stakeholders, from payers, providers, to pharma. But more importantly, what it can do is to better manage patients' condition. It's easy to use. It integrates easily into the life flow of the users so that you can use it like brushing your teeth in the morning. That's a good one. Here are some of the addressable markets. I'm the last presenter, so let me go. So some of the fantastic achievements that we have done, and thank you. We're changing the culture of care monitoring. Please come and find me after. Thank you. Thank you.